Welcome to the Black Male Podcast. This is a space where we delve deep into the experiences, challenges, and triumphs of black men in today's society. I'm your host, Mike Sears, and each and every week we'll bring you inspiring stories, insightful discussions, and actionable advice tailored specifically for black men looking to navigate and excel in all facets of life. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's episode of the Black Male Podcast. Black males, you've seen us at our worst. And we've been on display in front of the whole world. I just hope that this platform will allow the world as well to see black men at their best. Let's go, y'all. Today's episode is special. Each episode is special, but today is definitely very special. And I just want to open up with Mike's monologue. I want to talk about something that I think is important for all of us, and sometimes we just miss the mark when we don't do this one very thing. It's simple, but yet can be so hard, and it's to simply believe. Believe, by definition, simply says to accept something as true. Feel sure of that truth. Accept the statement of someone as true. To have faith, especially religious faith. Believe something or someone. Feel sure that someone is capable of a particular action. Believe. You have to believe in yourself. All things are possible if you can only believe. How much more would you accomplish in life if you actually believe you could do whatever you wanted to get done in life? What stops you from going to that school you wanted to go to or studying your favorite subjects? What's holding you back from starting that business or writing that book? What keeps you from living out your truest version of yourself? In most cases, it's that one word: believe. You do not believe in yourself. Anything good that you wish to achieve in life starts with you believing, and then believing in yourself. Along with believing, something else that I think is important that I know that I had a problem with, and that is betting on you. Do you really bet on you? There are times in a game. You know, we watch games. Some of us have played games, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever. But you've seen those times where in the game, when everything is on the line, there's only a few plays left and the clock is ticking and time is running out. When you believe in you, it's easy for you to bet on you. You know that if they want to win, and if it's a chance that they need to take, then they can take that chance on you. It's easy to go to the coach, the one who's giving out the plays and calling all the shots, and simply say, "Coach, give me the ball." That type of confidence is vibrant. That type of assuredness is contagious and can vibrate throughout the entire team. This type of confidence can come off as cocky, but there's a slight difference between the two. Although the two alludes to self-confidence, being confident also has a certain level of humility that radiates and attracts people to you, while being cocky can show off arrogance and push people away. When you're confident enough to bet on you, winning is not just an option, it's a way of life. Don't sell yourself short. Believe whatever it is that you see somebody sitting across the table doing, and you really feel like, man, I should be doing that, or I could do that. You know, stop watching. You know, jump out there, get it done, do it, believe, and most importantly, bet on you. We're going to talk about betting on you as I introduce my guest for today. He's a very special guest. Again, all my guests are special. Believe that. Trust and believe that. But this guy I've known for years. Today's guest is Mr. Gill Garrett. Mr. Trust the Process himself. He is the CEO and owner of Garrett Group and Associates. He's also the president of Pontiac School Board, and so much more. Please welcome my guest, Mr. Gill Garrett. Trust the process.
Oh, man. First of all, thank you for having me and this opportunity. It is very unique and different for me because I'm with my brother.
Yeah.
And it's not
that's real.
Not too often that when you hear people say day ones, and I'm talking about your day ones.
Facts.
Right? It was 6th grade or 7th grade? 8th grade.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, that's a long time.
8th grade, long time. A long time. And so I did decide to whatever you ask and whatever the Spirit leads me in that space, then we're gonna go there.
Yes, sir.
I don't really do too many. A lot of times I'm keynoting nowadays.
Yeah.
Though that's a new space for me, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
And married, and you know, I hadn't had the opportunity to talk about that, and we all doing our encouraging things in a lot of ways, but I'm so excited about this opportunity because this is somebody who know me, right? Like this is somebody who who knew me before y'all see me, right?
Facts.
Right. So it's that as they say, that exclusive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That exclusive.
I appreciate.
Right.
I appreciate
that exclusive. So
let's get into it, man. I'll talk about betting on you. You literally started your career from a bet.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about that.
So listen, it was $100 bet that I couldn't pass the police academy. And how I came about that was Charles Turner. His pops was a SRO in our school. But fast forward some years go by, and we had a certain gas station. I won't get no names, but we had a certain gas station in Detroit, on the main strip. And Charles walk in, and he always would encourage me to do the right thing and stay in the right spaces. And Mike, where we from, like people don't understand, like the hustle or just hustling is like breathing. Yeah. And it's something that was like not instilled in us, like somebody just walked and put something in you. Right. But when you watch something for so long, you just make it a part of your everyday life. That's just what it is. Yep, absolutely. And no matter what it is, it could be peanuts, it could be selling candy, it could be whatever you see. Whatever you see, you typically become. That's it. Yeah. That's it. And so, I'm at coming on, making some transitions, and he was like, "Man, I bet you $100 you can't pass the police academy." Wow. And I'm like, so anybody know Charles? Charles is crazy, bro. He funny as all get out, and so I'm like, bro, you serious? You serious? Like you literally, you the police? Like I was protecting you. Like what you talking about, right? So, and that kind of stuck with me. Yeah. So as time went on, fast forward, I saw an opportunity where that could make that happen, and so, people think that there's no connections in the streets when you moving like you move. But if you one of them people, just like in business, that have relationships and people like you, and people have a tendency of wanting to do things for you, that's how that works. Right. And so I built a network of relationships, and so was able to make that move. And because of some little history in Detroit, I couldn't make it down here, whatever. They had standards, Detroit. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? We got standards in the D, so they had some standards, and so I had to shoot that move somewhere else, and it was Oakland County. And if any, we was taught, you ain't got to cross Oakland County. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you going over there for, bro? Ain't nothing over there for you, right? Right. And so, me chasing. Not even so much chasing, but my first wife, you know what I'm saying, she was from Pontiac, and I ended up going up there, and this I want to go check it out before I decide this is what I want to do, and I got up there, and it was like Pleasantville, you know what I'm saying, like nothing I ain't never seen before, and with the people and just how they were were interacting, the government, things like how the police was like treating people. It's like the police was like the regular people. Like they got a club. Okay. Like a real live club. Like it's like Yak Town. Yeah, right. You the police, you got your own club, not a bar that they took over. Right. Like they own this place called the SAP. Okay. So, I was like, oh yeah, this I think I'm gonna get with this. This different. And so I didn't get in a traditional fashion. I had to wait to share this story because of the fact that Pontiac Police is no longer in existence. And so I didn't come in a traditional way with just filling out an application. I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. And so I literally got hired the same day that I went in to not so much an interview. It was, oh, you know this, you such and such family. Just go over here to City Hall, fill out this application, and then he gonna ask you a couple questions and then bring it back to me. And I'm like, this all you gotta do? Be like, I'm about to tell everybody. I'm about to do this thing. Did that. Went in this room. I go in the basement of City Hall. Dude downstairs, and I'm talking about some of that old 90s, 1970 Marvin's Gate furniture. You know what I'm saying, with the wood panels on the walls and things like that. And man, I get down in the basement, man, and dude sitting there, he pop open the cigarette. He light a cigarette. Oh yeah, you such and such boy. I'm like, yeah. He said, okay, come on, fill that out. I fill out the application. He said, go. It's the lady back there. Go back there and talk to her. I guess this is supposed to be my psych evaluation. So we go talk to her. I go in the room. She's sitting there, and just a sweet old white lady just sitting there. And she asked me 3 questions and was like, okay, everything fine. She put whatever she put in the folder, gave it back to me, sent to him. He looked at it. He's still smoking on the same cigarette. He said, now go take that back over to such and such. City Hall right next door to the police department. So I go take it back to such and such. And he was like, okay, you start the academy on this day.
Wow.
And I was like, that's it? Yeah, you good. Now, mind you, I'm making this connection and I'm making this change, but the transition ain't full.
Yeah.
If you feel me, you know what I'm saying? The transition ain't full because you are what you are. Yeah. At that point, or how you see yourself at that point. So it was very different, bro. It was a $100 bet.
Now, growing up, what made you choose police? What made you choose that as a profession?
Well, it pretty much, the $100 bet, it pretty much chose me in a sense because it was like, I saw what like Hightower, like the SROs in our schools, and it was you inherently come up with a fear of the police because your parents, they threaten you with the police, the police chasing you. You only come in contact with the police on a bad note, bad indication, and even in our days when we on the east side by the airport doing whatever we doing, we didn't mind. You knew you was getting whooped if you ran. It was like a game. It was like your job was not to get caught. You know what I'm saying? You got caught, you got whooped. And it wasn't like you was telling or anything like that and trying to get a police officer in trouble. But I just knew that wasn't the life. That wasn't the type of policing that I wanted to do. So it's kind of some things that they played instruments. The Blue Pigs, they was at elementary school, then they came to Bustle, then they came, watching them grow. So I looked at police totally different in a sense. Like I knew what they were capable of, but I knew what I wanted. It wasn't necessarily about the police, but the power influence that they had.
Right. So you saw it different. And the reason why I'm asking that is because 26 years later.
Right.
This is, it's not something you just kind of tipped your finger in.
I tried to leave. Yeah. I tried. The first time they had to lay me off. You know what I mean? And I still was doing the work. Like, it got to a point that you can lay me off, take this badge and gun. This ain't got nothing to do with how I'm helping people.
Yeah. So protect and serve is real, not just...
that's real. Like, that is in me. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's important, just for you to kind of share your story because you've been on the inside. Right. What a lot of people see, especially the name of the podcast is Black Male Podcast. Right. Black male and police in the same sentence normally don't equal anything good.
No, they don't at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it don't at all. Yeah, when people talk about it and how they look at it. Right. And so I remember being on this side now, being and I hate to use this side versus that side, but that's a real thing.
No, it is. Yeah.
Like that's a real thing, and make no mistake about it. Both sides help create that divide.
Yeah.
Like it's not something that one side is just like, oh, it's us against them.
Right.
No, the other side is like, no, it's us against them.
Right.
And it's not necessarily the police itself as what it represents. Or what is represented in our community and what is represented throughout the country. And then now you're starting to see it's not about police itself as it is the power and authority that they carry. Whether it's white, black, blue, or green, police work started off protecting slave property. We were property. That's what it was.
Right.
Like, and then as it grew, it added some more things and some other things, but it still remained to protecting property. Now, we will always like to think white people was the only people with slaves, but black people had slaves too. That's why telling your history is important.
Yeah.
Because you can see one side of it.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't again until I became a police officer where I saw I know why my people keep getting. They don't know enough.
Yeah.
So now I have to educate you on how not to get caught in this vicious cycle, because it's a cycle.
Yeah.
And it's just not black people in this cycle.
Right.
It's poor people. So it's really not black and white. It's more of the have and the have-nots.
No, that's real, and we don't talk about that enough.
We don't.
Because I don't want to say it's easier, but it's more used to pit color against color. It's more used to, make things more about black and white. Don't know if it's easy or not, but that's kind of where we end up going.
For sure.
But because you my brother, because I know you, because
like my spidey senses just kicked in right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And it wasn't spidey, it's that old hood. You like, but yeah.
So, coming from where we come from,
for sure,
east side of Detroit,
for sure, facts.
Played football, went to college, like you said, got married, and police, like but in doing it, like you said, you live it, breathe it now, and you don't do it because you got a badge and a gun. You do it because if they took the badge and the gun,
and they did,
you would still be serving.
Exactly. And
that's to be commended. That's to be, something different. And he not here with me today, and he probably be a little mad at me later. But my youngest son wants to be police. That's like all he talks about. That's all, and that's not something you see young kids growing up saying that they want to be, and that's why I asked you. When did that turn on for you? But you did have some influences throughout. Oh, for sure. I had influences, like, again, playing football. Those were our coaches. Those were so you knew that's what they did. Right. But you knew that they weren't the kind of police that you ran into when you weren't with them. Right. You know what I mean? So, but you also didn't understand the culture and climate that it was and what they had to deal with and the structure of being a police officer. And for me, I've had the opportunity to live where being a local police and being a county police. And so county is a lot larger, and then there's Oakland County. And so people, so I'm living I'm living a different narrative than what I was raised under. Yeah. But I'm in it. Yeah. I'm in it. Like I'm it. And then it becomes I'm it. Right. So it's like my thought process and how I go by handling the average thing is totally different than how I project or how I feel something should be done or how things should be done. Can you dispel some of the myths about, again, on outside looking in, when you talk about a young brother in the hood,
let's start there. Let's start right there. Why is he in the hood? Like, why is he in the hood? Like, certain circumstances trap us all. Yeah. And then we, at a certain level, in a certain capacity, that we get we begin to talk about who we are. When you know, get a little money, get some clothing, get some other things, you change your lifestyle. You know, some people, you know, convert, you know, Christianity, whatever, Muslim, however you want to do it, right? Then you look at the homeboy in the hood like it wasn't you.
Right.
You forgot.
Right.
And you forgot why he's there.
Right.
And so then you get caught up in this cycle of, well, he in the hood, he ain't supposed to be there, blah, blah, blah. And you like, you wasn't supposed to be there. What did it take to get you out of it?
Exactly.
And so I started taking me and working on me through police work. So God started showing me versions of myself that needed to be corrected and took me through it first. That way it became the answer. And then, though, as the kids began to get older, I would give them different levels in those life lessons.
Right.
So let's talk about the cat in the hood. So yeah, he doing what he's supposed to do, but in his mind, he thinking, I'm doing this because I got to survive. He don't know that there's another way.
Right.
Okay, so police work is the only work that you can stop somebody, and they gonna stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You talk to your homeboy that he ain't seen you, he mad at you or whatever in school or whatever, he gonna walk away. Have that badge and gun on, be like, hey man, come here. They talk. You hear a lot of them talk like, nah, I ain't about to deal with him. He gonna stop.
Yeah.
Because either he knows what happens if you don't. So that 2-3 minute contact is what I use to kind of help my elevator speech. Hey, even if I knew what they were doing,
right?
Because our goal is to catch you. Your goal is not to get caught.
Right.
Now they thinking because I got this uniform on, they don't know that I know what they know. Right. They don't know how I saw it hand to hand. They don't know, like they thinking you learned it in the academy. They thinking you understand. You see something that they thinking you a good guy. They don't know all the stuff that you know. Right. And so you have to meet them at the level that they at, and that's what I started doing as far as the street guy. That's one myth. Is that police officers can't relate or they can't understand. Or you always hear this specifically, well, if you black and you dealing with them white cops, why you not telling them white cops stop shooting us? Okay. I'm sorry. Last time I checked, he had a gun too. So who am I supposed to tell at a particular time, stop, like, right. Now, we could take one situation, because we love to do that. We'll take one situation, and I'm not defending either or. Right. Because we didn't did what we did to the police when we wasn't the police, and there's some things that I had to adjust when I was the police.
Right. So where I'm trying to take the conversation is, here you are, you think a little bit different. Oh, yeah. Because of where you come from. And your posture is, and your why is different. Are you the only one?
Oh no, by far. I know white officers who get more respect in Pontiac than I do. And that's because of the fact that they showed me how to be normal in a culture that was causing me that didn't want me to be. Let me. It was white police officer that told me, don't all your buddies, keep your buddies from high school. Wasn't a black police officer. Wow. It wasn't a black police officer who told me when I'm walking on a crowd of people, just say hello. So my training officers were totally different. But because of the society that we live in, police make good news. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we make good news.
For doing bad stuff.
For doing bad stuff. And it is some police. You are who you are when you get the power. You're not you don't change you. Yeah. If you stupid Louis, before you the police, you Officer Stupid Louis.
That makes sense. Simple. No, that makes sense.
And that's whether you black, that's whether you white, that's what it is. So what we have to do, and I'm glad that the country is now starting to awaken to this mental health space, awaken to this space of making sure that everybody is getting help. Not de-heroing, if that's a word. We are heroes, but not making us seem like we above the law. In a sense, always polarizing what police officers do, like they ain't like they robots.
Yeah.
So, if anything about social injustice in that whole movement, Black Lives Matter and all that, I'm glad that came to the forefront.
And where I'm trying to marry the two is, you talk about, again, Black Male Podcast, Black Male. Mm-hmm. You talk about police. And in a certain sense, in terms of society has a way of manipulating.
Oh, for sure.
Narratives.
Man.
You know, and so it's easy for somebody watching this now to say, you know, how can you be cool with a police officer?
Right.
When all they've done is this, and the third, and it's like, well, have you met one? Do you know one actually? Or
even if their contact with the police has been positive, it just makes good news, and it puts some kind of in that whole, I don't mess with the police, but they do.
And it's the same thing, not the same thing, but it's similar with the black male, or the image of the black male.
Exactly.
And until you meet us, until you have a conversation, until you get to know.
Exactly.
And we're all things,
yes.
you know. And again, you'll never catch me just downing or looking down on anybody, no matter what space they in, because I've been in just about every space.
Oh, for sure.
You feel me?
Oh,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? It's like, you know, we've been there, and I think it's important to have more people do what you're doing, because you're still doing the work, but what you've done, and that is when you said you grew through the work that you were doing. In other words, you didn't make this declaration that I've arrived and this power that I now have, it's above everything. But you not only use the power to save and serve people, you used it to save and serve yourself.
Exactly.
And make sure you were right, so you could do right by others. Yeah.
And it started with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it really did. the whole premise of me even going through the academy, like there's a whole, I did a anthology, and I only wrote one chapter. I put this chapter in there, and the overall book is called "He Came to Himself." Right? Because people need to hear how, and there's many of us. It is many of us black men who have done things, and we accept our responsibilities, and we transparent. We know who we are. We comfortable. We are like who I like to call Davids. Yeah. David was very comfortable in his own skin. Yeah. That man had no problem. Yeah. That man, like, this is what it is, man. Yeah. You knew what I was gonna do when that girl came out. Come on, man. She came to the hot tub. You already know what I was gonna be like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You already know what it was. Right. And so when I started looking at how God is and not putting him in a box, it became very clear for me I was a David. Yeah. So I started reading and studying other Davids, and how did they get past certain things. I'm a true believer. There's certain things that I'm just not going through. Yeah. If I see you, with 4 baby mamas, going through, and we've seen that. Yeah. I'm like, I'm straight down. Yeah. I'm good. Right. There's just certain things that I'm just not going through. Yeah. And
well, you said it. You said it. It starts with you.
It has to.
And we have to, just as men, period, be responsible. And we got to teach our young men the same principle.
We got to show up. Yeah. Like we have to start showing up in spaces where people don't think that we should be there. Yeah. And I don't buy the excuses of, this person holding me back or this holding me. No, you holding you back. Yeah. Like stop with the whole, bruh, because. And then it's check to checker. Right. Like, it used to be a time where we would go to our brother and be like, dog, you tripping. Yeah. But then we like, nah, we became passive aggressive in the sense of how we held each other accountable. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that I'm not going to do because I just don't want you to read about it. Right. Yeah. Like, just certain things. Like, it's been plenty of times that I wanted to do some things. Yeah. And it was swift in my spirit of just faces. Like, dawg, this ain't gonna turn out good, bro. Yeah. Now I know y'all gonna come get me out, but the end result ain't gonna be good.
And that's something to be talked about as well, that our place in life, our purpose is connected to other people. Like there are decisions that we make that ultimately affect other people.
Yes.
And we can't just we're nobody's isolated so much so that what you do it only affects you.
For sure.
And you know, you not only making the decision to become a police officer or that decision kind of being made for you, you finding your purpose, you have transitioned into public service as well. So being a police officer obviously was a certain level of public service, but you've transitioned into another level of service as now the president of the school board. So how does that happen? How do you go from being the police, and I say police because that's what you are, to being
understood
one level of public service to another level where now you're helping the kids?
Because it's a different level of help.
Yeah,
I'm an SRO in the school. Principal tell me, send me to the bank. We call it a Signal X. Send me to the bank with a bag and say, drop this off. I said, all right, cool, I'm going to drop this off. I'm 23 at the time. I got out the academy. Now, mind you, my grades got me through the academy. I'm top of my class.
Right.
But my attitude, I almost shanked that, slip. Shout out to my folks, over at, Oakland County Sheriff's Office that got me through prior to, And so she sent me to the bank. I dropped the bag off. The lady like, hold on, I got to count this. She counts it, ends up being about $30,000, something like that. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to prison. First thing I'm thinking, I done crossed 8 Mile. I'm in a school resort. This lady gave me $30,000. I done dropped off the bank. It's, oh, Lord. So I'm panicking right now. Mind you, this is my first job I ever had in life.
Wow.
So this is football, police.
Okay.
Football hustle police.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or hustle football, hustle football. However you want to put it.
Right.
But this the only job.
Legit.
And it's a career.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Not even respecting that, right? That's a whole nother space. I think I'm about to go to prison because this lady, I'm part of the, I done dropped off the bag and everything, right? So I go back and ask her, like, hey, man, why you got this under your bank? She was a principal at the time. She was like, mind your business. Mind your business? That was my business. So, I didn't have all this gray hair now, you know what I'm saying? I was pretty G, you know what I'm saying? I had dimples, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had this beard, I ain't have all this, right?
Facts.
So I maybe thought she thought I was one of the kids. So I got slick with it. I pulled my badge out like bad boys. Hey, I asked you a question. Now I'm getting serious. And she had long nails, and she was like, you can get out of my office. I said, when I come back, I got a warrant for you. I go to my sergeant. Now, nobody wants to deal with the kids in school business. That's another thing, too. Like, we say we care about, but nobody really want to deal in that space for real. And shout out to the SROs and the special people who deal in that space. Needless to say, I go to him, and I ask for his authority to start an investigation on the principal.
Wow.
He tells me, man, go on, do what you got to do. I say, I need a couple of detectives. He say, take who you need. I say, okay. Because they just like, G just mad. This is one of them. Right. I say, no, I got tears in my eyes. I walk in, I'm running into him. I'm dropping my badge and gun on TV like TV. He like, man, what you doing? I say, man, I just took $30,000 to the bank. I swear to God, I ain't know that's what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know these things. These things are programmed in you.
Right.
Needless to say, she ended up getting indicted. We raided her house. She ended up getting indicted. Her sister got indicted. It was a conspiracy that they had with another major company. We're embezzling money through a robotics program that we had through the school.
Wow.
So then they tell me, so I'm like, I'm 23, 24 at this time. I'm not from here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from here. So I was getting that's my principal, the death threats, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do this to you, do that to you.
Right.
And my thing is, at 24 years old, coming off 3200 East Lafayette, I'm a Mac and Beat with kid. I want that action. So if you're telling me you're going to give me that action, I'm going to look for that action. So I'm hanging out in the clubs looking for the action.
Wow.
I didn't understand to the point that you had to cut off you from and how they see you as the police.
Yeah.
So I'm in the club, I'm DJing, I got things going on. I'm gonna meet you where you at.
Right.
And I never fought anybody in my uniform. it was always, we gonna meet up. Not even that we're gonna meet up.
Mm-hmm. I see you.
Listen, Cat Williams said it best. They gonna be there. They know I'm gonna be there. They know I'm coming. Like, it became one of those situations.
On that note, listen, I wanna take a real brief break.
All right,
because I want you to finish this story.
Okay.
We didn't talked about you again. Levels of public service.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, this is we going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
Real brief break. We want to just take this break and acknowledge today's sponsors. Once again, today's show is brought to you by Com2 Cree. Planning an event with Com2 Cree. Your event is safe with me. From intimate gatherings to grand celebrations, we bring your visions to life with perfection. Contact us at Com2Cree Events with the number 1 at gmail.com or call 313-334-8431. That's Com2 Cree, where your events become unforgettable. Listen, the summer is coming, and you have that event that's coming up, and it's a lot of work. Once you get into it, you realize, wow, I didn't know it was going to take all that. Don't do it by yourself. Call Com2 Cree. Also, today's show is brought to you by Casara's Cakes and Treats. Indulge in sweetness at Casara's Cakes and Treats, where every bite is a masterpiece. From custom cakes to delicious treats, we make your celebrations unforgettable. Visit us on Facebook at Casara Cakes and Treats or call 313-286-4130 and ask for Sharice. Your taste buds will thank you. Again, these celebrations is coming. I think the first holiday that's next around the corner is Memorial Day, and all those after that. Hey, there's somebody out here that can take care of you on the treats and cake stuff. Last but not least, For Real Deals, transform your car buying experience with For Real Deal, changing the narrative in automotive sales. Become an informed buyer with expert guidance from Mr. For Real himself, Lindsberg Petway. Visit us at www.forrealbrand.com or call 313-995-2025 for more information, and drive away confident. Check out my man, Mr. For Real Deal, Lindsberg Petway. He'll definitely take care of you. Now, back to my brother, my friend. Man, I was saying to you, before we got into this interview, we've been knowing each other for a long time, and it's not many people, in life, period, that you go along through life and you can call friend, that you can call brother, and you've been there, with me and for me at, significant times from the time that I met you, like, 8th grade. And
likewise, you the same, bro.
We were almost, in a sense, adults do things for kids that, it makes sense to them, but it don't always make sense to the kids. They took 2 schools, and because they had this space, they thought that it would be okay to have 2 schools operating in the same building up under different principles.
Yes.
And you were one of the ones that, ain't care nothing about the separation. The line. Yeah, is it
crossing the line?
Literally. And
I've been crossing some lines for a long time.
and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I wanted to talk about the whole police and against the hood and black men. I wanted to bring that up because literally that's what we have to, that situation has to happen.
Yeah.
Some lines got to be crossed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it wasn't, you came with a smile.
Yeah.
Like you've always been, look, I'm Mac Bewick, and don't take me there.
Yeah.
But your true, genuine self is, I'm here for the party.
Yeah,
like I'm here for the fun.
For a long time, baby. We're here for a good time.
Yeah, we can do more together than we can apart.
For sure.
And I would lend to say that you extended that hand of friendship first, and was like, hey,
what's happening?
Look, you in the band, I'm in the band.
Yeah.
This is what we doing. Yeah. Like, what I'm saying. And we've been
Shout out
rocking.
To Mr. Trambo.
Oh man, and we've been rocking since.
Yeah.
And so it's we can do more together than we can do apart.
Sure.
And so you making that decision to literally cross the lines and be the example, be the difference that you wanted to see and start making a difference. You took it from one level of public service, and before we went to the break, you took it to another level. You decided to
run for office.
Yeah.
Be an elected official.
Yeah. And not just elected, a elected official, but the president.
The president.
How did you?
So that maneuver happened because I didn't know. I said if they doing this at this level, then her bosses got to be doing it. And then by the time I got to that situation, they made a vote to cancel the SRO program, which I thought I was fired because I was no longer at that school no more.
Right.
And for me, it was like I thought they took my job away. Like I thought I was coming back to the crib, and I was, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
And you seeing something wrong and you deciding to do what's right.
Yeah,
that ain't easy in and of itself.
Oh man, no, not like, especially going against.
And you knew, like you said, this like, your first.
Yeah, but
yet and still, in spite of where you came from, in spite of what they say about us, you was like, this ain't right.
Right, this something ain't right about this. Yeah, something ain't right about this, and predominantly black folks, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And when they voted to, put us out, I was like, man, how they can't do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I got to get acclimated to how the processes and procedures to running a school district and how that operates and the power of the vote and things of that nature. I said, well, who, I started, panicking, but then at the same time, like, nah, this another space I'm about to go in. And so I didn't want to, I had my own money. I think I had a record store at the time. I had a record store and a studio at the time. And I was like, I ain't taking no money from nobody else. I ain't, you ain't gonna about to buy me. I don't need no envelopes. I bought enough people to know how that worked. I ain't gonna be on the reverse, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. And so we did that, man, and got on the board. And I remember my first board meeting, a guy thought it was funny that I'm questioning him about HR services because it was like a black hole in there in his department. And it was a friend of a friend who knew somebody. And my first board meeting, I was a lot bigger at the time, you know what I'm saying? We was thick coming off that, off that MLK block. And so the seats wasn't, they were very low seats. They weren't like these nice cushy leather seats we got right now in this cherry wood table.
Thanks to Miles.
Right. So I was, as he was talking to me, it was disrespectful. And older men always tried to they had a problem with us because we thought we was wrong. Yeah. So that complex kind of carried with me. Yeah. So my man was just being disrespectful, and before I knew it, the table flipped over and I was coming at him.
Wow.
And it was live on TV.
This in a board meeting.
And then at that point, somebody pulled me to the side and was like, hey, bro, listen, you can't be that whole aggressive type. I said, I didn't know. The man got smart. He told me he didn't have to answer my questions, and was and I was like, he was like, "What's happening?" And I'm like, "What's happening?" I'm thinking this is the way that you go. You taught to go at it. Right. So basically, make a long story short, had to learn that environment and how to operate in them rooms and things of that nature, and then convince other people that I can lead them in the space that they need to be. And I did that, and ultimately we started out $26 million. In deficit all the way up to $56 million. I got off the board at that time, helped push a bond through. ESSER dollars came through. They were able to, I went back in as an SRO this throughout the year. So it took me roughly about 22, 23 years to now we are debt free. We have a surplus. Kids are graduating, graduation rate going up. We having a formula on how to deal with our kids who are, during the pandemic, 35% achievement growth rate, for the last 3 to 4 years, CTE programs, workforce development, kids going to Harvard, Ivy League schools, back to where Pontiac Glory used to be. Right, from Yaktown, you know what I'm saying? So, and everywhere they go, they know it. Right. And I take pride in that.
Yeah, you should. That's man. These conversations are important because other men need to see themselves in these places and spaces and know that where you are now is not where you started. Oh no, you had a temper. No. You still had,
still got it.
Right. But you know how to.
Right. No, I know how to maneuver it. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to have tools in your tool belt to maneuver it.
And who you are is always going to be who you are.
You can't change that.
But I was joking with the last show that I had about one of the guests had mentioned something about you never lead with your best card.
Yeah.
And it's like if we're gonna keep it on the card game, you ain't got to show your hand.
You don't have to
everybody.
You don't have to, and show up, but
right.
Show up.
Right. Always.
You know what I'm saying? Like, show up and be authentically you. And shout out to the Pontiac School District. I got a team of folks and have a team.
Yeah.
And understand that everybody ain't on your team. Like, there's some rules and some hurts and some burns and some scrapes. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta want to go through this. And when I say count the cost, count the cost. Yeah. And when you count it up, run up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, go get it. Like, you have to go get it. And it's not like you said before at the pre-show. Like, you have to make a space for yourself and believe in yourself and know that it's you. Yeah. And when I realize that I'm him, like there ain't nobody else coming, I'm him. Yeah. And I'm standing in the gap. And if you not even so much now, if you cross 8 Mile, I didn't cross 8 Mile, cross Square Lake. Yeah. and think you about to come in Pontiac and do whatever you want to do. Yeah. We're gonna handle that. But that mentality started at Mac and Bewick. Yeah. That mentality started at home, and that you take you everywhere you go. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily have to be born and raised in a space to love a space and take care of a space. Right. Because you can't say nothing bad about Pontiac to me. Like we'll tear the club up. Like you can't say nothing about the D. You know what I mean? So and you get in certain rooms and people gonna judge you by how you look. Yeah. That's just the world that we live in. Yeah. And then a lot of times I was shocked that I thought I was comfortable enough to not wear a suit one time and not wear a long sleeve shirt because I wore them for years because they're just, having the activity, but I got busy work, what I'm saying, on my body. And like, them tattoos, I'm out and we had a little, cookout or something like that. And people was just looking at me like, I don't know who. And they were staring at me, and I was just kind of like,
Harpo, who that, man?
Right, who that? I'm like, man, what's up? What's going on? And one of the older ladies, man, she was a sweetheart, man. She said, older lady, she said, hey, she said, people never saw you without all the tattoos. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh. Mm. But I was comfortable around. So I thought I'm coming to the hookup like, hey, it's just me chilling, and it put me in a different perspective. And then a lot of times, like I still DJ, I still got a deck in the basement, make sure that just in case these little whippersnappers want to do something, want to try something. But I got on some tables in my police uniform, and it went viral. And and I'm just doing my thing or whatever, just basic stuff, just being me, comfortable. And they was like, you ain't supposed to know how to do that. Right. And so I just started showing up as me. Yeah. And I never thought that I would be a deputy. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to do that, to continue in that work and that space. But then I also didn't think, shout out to my wife. What I'm saying? That I'll be able to
shout out to wives,
right? Oh my God, man, the ultimate love of my life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? To the point of like, this my dog, like this that homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that I knew I was a husband. Yeah. Right? Like I knew I was a husband, like no doubt. Like there was something wrong with that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But there's something that comes with that. Yeah. And a level that comes with that. And I remember, vividly building myself up to get that, having to separate and step back, and God take me to a space of saying, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And so and when he cleared me for that mission and I was able to change that last name, you know what I'm saying? I'm back in action. Yeah. She keeps me in a space where I can trust her with my feelings and my emotions and my tears. Right. And all of what everybody else sees, you know what I'm saying, they don't get this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. And so, it's different. It's a different space. So that's just one of those things that, and then able to show my son that this is how this is supposed to different. One of my this is how this is supposed to be done, and this is how men and women supposed to love each other.
Yeah,
you know, that old happy life, happy wife. It's happy spouse, happy house in my space.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And everybody don't have the same rhythms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So, just learning what you can from everybody else and being the best version of yourself.
Right.
You know, and that's what Trust the Process came from. It came from a mantra of myself.
Yeah.
Of trusting the process, because I've had so many. But as I began to learn that God is two things that He's never going to do. He's never going to leave me or forsake me. Facts. And He's going to always have the best interest for me at heart. Facts. So with those two being said, it was just like, okay, how can you not? So every wall I get to where it's pressing me to not have that faith, I'm like, okay, first of all, this is going to work out for my good. I know that's going to happen. And God ain't going to withhold any good thing from me. And then I had an experience with God, and then we had to talk about that on a whole nother show, because, I ran from that. Like, the first time I seen the Holy Ghost start operating, I was like, I'm out. Nah, Mike, y'all good. Y'all stay. I'm straight. You know what I mean? So that's a whole different space. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's all a process. And as black men, we are everything. We are everything in all things. And no matter what level we on, no matter how you coming up in the room, we are who we need to be.
Man, so we didn't talk about a lot, bro.
Man.
And we barely really scratched the surface. I think we really just started getting warmed up towards the end. But again, for me, this platform is important for people to see people that come from where we come from. You know, you talk about Mac and B-Wick. People joke about Mac and B-Wick. Yeah. But when you live there, it ain't no joke, because you know what it is. Coming
and that's
from
home.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't consider it funny.
Right. Not at all.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And knowing that struggle, and it's not that the struggle ends. I learned that as I started to mature, because when you're in the struggle, you're hoping for the day that the struggle ends. Yeah. And the reality is that the struggle never ends.
Never.
But you graduate.
Yes.
So there's levels. And so it's just like
glory to glory, is levels to levels.
Man, it's like lifting weights. Yeah. The it's not that the weight changed, or it's not that it got lighter. 150 pounds is still 150 pounds.
For sure.
But the difference between you doing it 1 time and 10 times,
yeah, for sure,
is you build up that resistance. Yeah. The struggle became less because you got stronger. Yeah. And so I realized, man, I get stronger. It does not mean the struggle ends. It's just I have more tools to deal with it on another level.
For sure.
And I become different. Man, so before we get out of here, you, real quick before we go, we talked about your levels. Going from one level of public service as a police officer to another level of public service as the school board president. Is politician in your cards at any point?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, we just... I used to kind of shy away from that. Like, they'll shy away from, like, if you're going to do... Yeah, for sure. Because the game needs what I got.
Yeah. Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Say that.
The game needs what I got.
Yeah. so that's the epitome of you being you.
So I've been a dual elected official since 2006. Meaning I've been elected twice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, in the same year. So I've always had 2 elected offices. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of, because if you ain't at the table, you're on the menu. Yeah. And so learning that and understanding that, like, yeah, so for sure. Like, you get elected to being on the school board. I'm running again, right? We back in November. Right. Elections in November, I'm running again. I'm sure I'm hoping I did enough for the people to see that they could bring me back, they could trust me with the pocketbook. Sure. I'm sure I have done that. I'm a man of my word. They understand that. But then also we needed to change our charter. Our charter hadn't been changed in 30 years, so they elected me to the charter commission. Okay. So we just wrapped up our charter, so that's going to be on the ballot for August. Go out and vote for that thing and get it passed, so we can have a modern charter, right, for the district. And then in 2025, I'm gonna get live. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let them see what it really is, and I'm gonna keep them. There's several seats that's open in our community at that particular point one. And we'll come back to another show, and I'll give you just which one I pick. But just know that y'all heard it here first. Like, I'm getting live in 2025. So yes, sir. If you sitting in the seat and you uncomfortable, then
I'm coming for it.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes, sir. Man, before we end, and I definitely got to have you back, man. If you come back,
come on, brother. No doubt.
But I want to lead the people with a few fun facts, just off the dome.
Yeah.
You know, we just
Oh, come on, you know what we do. Come on.
Yeah. So for you, is it pancakes or waffles?
It's pancakes, man.
All day.
Come on, man. Nobody we didn't know what a waffle was until we got to college somewhere.
Would you rather have super hearing or super sight?
Oh, super hearing. Because if I can hear you, I can see you.
Late nights or early mornings?
Man, late night.
Your favorite superhero?
Popeye.
The last book you read?
Malfunction.
You heard it first.
You gotta forget that.
One place you could travel right now?
Right now?
Yes.
Paris. We're going in a week. Paris.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Strawberry.
Best season of the year?
Fall. We get to dress. We get to put that on.
Last movie that made you laugh?
Last movie that made me laugh. Last movie that made me laugh. Man, you know, I don't watch too much TV like that.
Yeah, you busy.
Right.
Busy.
Last movie that made me laugh. I was on the plane watching Aquaman.
Okay.
Aquaman.
Man, one thing that you cannot live without.
One thing I cannot live without. I cannot live without God.
Amen. Listen, tell the people where they can keep up with you at, brother.
Hey, listen, on all social media platforms, Mr. Trust the Process or Garrett Group Media, Garrett Group Media. Just started a YouTube page, man. That's a difficult thing, man. Shout out to you for doing that, man.
No, I'm on my way. I'm trying to follow.
So I just started a YouTube page, Mr. Trust the Process, and that's MISTER, Trust the Process. And LinkedIn is Gill Garrett, Facebook is Gill Garrett. But you know, tap into me anyway. I whatever y'all want to do, I'm about that. Whatever help that y'all need, and I'm not just saying that. Like, you know, I'm ready. I'm available in this season to help and to move. And I know sometimes I got to tell people no, but on them social media platforms, I don't take that too serious.
Yeah.
I do want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Like,
you just being you.
You know, that's who I am. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't come question me about my content. You know what I mean?
Listen, for Mike's motivation, he said it. I got Mr. Trust the Process here. So I want you to trust. I want you to leave here knowing that you gotta trust. The word of God says this: trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thy own understanding. Acknowledge him in all his ways, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thy own eyes. You gotta let him do it. You gotta believe in something bigger and better than yourself to get where you're trying to go. But ultimately, you gotta believe. This is Mike Sears. This is the Black Male Podcast. Keep tuning in, and I'm gonna keep giving you great content. Till next time, fade to black. God bless.
Peace.